Sometimes when you see tattoos that are this good, you're like, damn, dude, I wish I had a tattoo that clean on me. Sometimes you
anywhere.
You
I'll
let your
take one
friends
anywhere.
practice on you.
I'm littered with trash. Hi everybody, and welcome to No More Ink, Inkmaster's official after show for those of you who need just one more drop. I'm your host, Ryan Ashley, and today I'm joined by a guest that I'm pretty sure you guys will recognize. One of my fellow judges on Inkmaster and one of the leading pioneers in color realism tattooing, the very talented and very much respected Mr. Nikko Hurtado. Hey Nikko.
What's up?
Thanks for joining After Hours.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
So I was really excited to hear about the theme for this season, the OGs versus the young guns, because as you know, tattooing has evolved so much, even just in the last 10 years. So the difference between the old ways and all of these new ways is extremely controversial in the industry and now in this season.
I mean, back in the day, it would take 10 years to even learn tattooing because it was so heavily guarded. But now with tattooing so widespread and open, tattooers are learning really fast.
Absolutely, and it's ever changing even still. I'm still amazed by technology and how it's giving tattooers the opportunity to really expand upon art.
That really is where tattooing is at right now. You have a lot of these old school tattooers that know tattooing very well, but don't know technology. They're just making badass tattoos at their home and they really don't care. And then you have these young kids that are like not only amazing artists, but actually influencers, which is a completely different skill set than just making badass tattoos.
I think another thing that's controversial between the old ways and what's going on now in tattooing is technology is giving all of these shortcuts. And the debate really is, are these artists taking the easy way out, or are they taking the smartest approach to really hone in on their art?
You know, some of them are entertainers, where they're good at entertaining.
Yeah.
And then others are just tattooing and putting their heads down. And those are the people that we really don't see as much, but I can guarantee you we're gonna see some heavy hitters that are just crushing it.
I know that in my career, there have been a few tattoos that when I did them, they were very experimental, but right when the tattoo was finished and I stepped back and looked at it, I was like, this is it. This is the next chapter. Like, this is going to be the new evolution for me, right? I think I was tattooing only maybe 3 years even, and I did this tattoo of a full back corset. And I looked at it and I realized, man, there's something here. And then the very feminine, elegant tattoo started developing, and then the jewelry started developing, and that whole style. And I was kind of never the same after that.
And people kind of make you go their way, right? So like, you might do something like that, like a corset, and then all of a sudden another person wants it. And then another person wants it. And that kind of navigates your career.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to me. Like, I did a color portrait and then another person wanted it.
So for me, it's really clear, you know, what those cornerstone tattoos were that I did that really allowed me to turn the corner. What about you?
I was doing a lot of comic book stuff, and this guy actually booked a Humphrey Bogart in black and gray, because I used to do a lot of black and gray portraits.
Yeah.
And when he came in, he brought this like movie official Batman book. And he's like, you know, I could get the Humphrey Bogart, but I kind of want this Batman. And I was like, oh, that's sick, you know? And he's like, could you do it in color? And I'm like, I don't know, let's try it. So we did it, and yeah, that one really changed my life.
Well, before we get into Inkmaster and what went down in the season premiere, first we're going to travel back in time for a new little segment called Ink Remastered. Unfortunately, in the name of this game, contestants are sent home early on due to shortcomings of their final tattoos, but we've decided to give some of them a second chance. First up is Joel Mejia. Joel was let go in the first episode of season 15 and had a very emotional reaction during his elimination. We wanted to give Joel another chance because hindsight is always 20/20. Let's take a look. Oh.
I like it.
Way better design.
Damn, it's massive. Fits the body way
God.
better. So he gray lined it first.
Yeah.
Now he's shading it, huh?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot different than the first attempt at this tattoo.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say, he definitely changed a lot of the things we had the biggest problem with, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the angle of the face, the composition of the overall piece.
And as DJ said, the rubber neck.
Rubber neck. That neck is rock solid.
Right? Yeah, it's cool. It looks way better.
She's so
Yeah, way
pretty.
better.
And he left the earring in. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, he liked it.
Wow.
Way better.
Whoa.
Wow. Good for you, Joel.
Ooh, how times have changed.
Truth is that you're a technician. The hoop earrings that she's wearing. The fact that you got those really, really thin lines to be so perfect and so delicate.
Your fine lines are really good, but I wonder why she's looking down.
It's almost like she has like a rubber neck.
I feel like that was the wrong choice.
He took the scythe completely out, huh?
Looks like he listened to at least a couple of those critiques.
Yeah, I like it better.
Look at the hair in the first attempt compared to the hair in the second attempt.
Yeah, it's way better, way nicer. The first attempt looks way more illustrative though. The second attempt looks a little bit more realistic.
The one thing I will say is because the hand has an outline around it and it's not just the skeleton hand, it looks like a motorcycle glove.
I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And the hand, to be honest with you, looks a little small.
Yeah, it does
compared
look
to the
a little
face.
small. I think what he was doing was trying to bring in the same theme as the skull and the scythe in the first one and bring in that sort of like skeleton reaper
Yeah,
feel.
for sure.
But to me, it looks like a glove that you get around Halloween time, like she has a skeleton costume on.
For sure.
She's going to a party. So seeing this tattoo remastered, do you think this second attempt would have kept Joelle in the competition?
For sure. Yeah, completely different artist, completely different style.
Yes.
And you could tell he's picked up a lot of new tricks.
Without any further ado, let's get into the ink. Here's your official spoiler alert. On the season premiere, we introduced the two teams competing on season 16 of Ink Master, the Young Guns versus the OGs. Initially coming into this season, did you assume personally right off the bat, like, oh, these OGs are just gonna whoop these Young Guns?
You know, I didn't assume that. I always know there's some young, hungry person that just wants to come in and kill it.
They're hungry and they're not set in their ways yet. Whereas the OGs have been tattooing the way they've been tattooing probably for the last 10 years, 15 years, and it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks sometimes when you're in that muscle memory cruise control.
Well, I think your ego is a lot fragile, right? Because you have all the experience, so you want to teach and you want to give it, where the young guns come in pretty humble. You know, they come in excited and fresh, and they're making mistakes right now as we go, so they're still open, where a lot of OGs are closed.
We start off with 16 artists competing. That's a lot.
Dude, that's a lot.
There's a lot of artists.
It's crazy.
But Joel let us know that 4 of those artists were going home before they've ever even officially moved into the shop.
Before you get to battle the opposing team, you must first battle your own. Young Guns, you're up first.
Oh, no.
The tattoo will be their choice, but the style must be either American traditional, Japanese, or new school. And it all must be done within 5 hours. What do you think, Nico? Which would you choose if you were in that arena?
Maybe Japanese or American traditional to be easy. I don't know. I mean, I like new school tattoos. New school tattoos are the that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, because you could be silly.
Yeah.
But you have to understand what new school is.
For sure.
And you have to be comfortable enough to skew and exaggerate and really push those proportions. And that's scary sometimes.
It's about having fun.
It's about having fun.
And it's graffiti based, right? Like I would
Yeah.
think it comes from graffiti and like the skewed perspectives and like, you know, the big shoes and the hands and things like that. So I started in the early 2000s. So new school was really popular. So I tattooed a lot of that stuff in the beginning, which
Yeah.
is fun.
American traditional to this day still scares the crap out of me.
Traditional's fun. The problem for me is sometimes the line weight. The line weight's the hardest to me because you have to have the right line weight for the right piece, in my opinion, and the right size of the piece, right? Because if you go too bold, it doesn't look traditional
Yeah.
on the right rows, or if it's a larger rose and you go too thin, doesn't look like traditional. So
Yeah.
it's always that fine line. Traditional's the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
That's what I call it, you know? It's just the real basics of tattooing, but the best, and it's timeless,
It's just intimidating for me because really you can't make any mistakes.
for sure.
And I think what I'm best at is making mistakes. Unfortunately, Love ends up going home.
Love, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Please pack your machines and head home.
Thank y'all again for the opportunity.
And the other 3 contestants in the bottom must face off in a 5-hour tattoo. At one point during this face-off, we got to go in, see what was going on, and give the contestants some advice.
How's it going? I'm a little nervous, a little shaky, but I'm trying not to overwork. I'm like,
You just went through this huge transformation and this huge evolution, right? And now you're coming back in, looking for the same person that you were before. And what you should be looking for is the new evolved version of you. Maybe now is the perfect time to come out like a phoenix, bigger and stronger.
yes.
Do you feel like as an artist, your style or your vision sort of evolves and develops as you evolve and develop?
I agree with that. I think different things inspire you. Like when I was young, I didn't understand contemporary art. I really wasn't a fan. But as I get older, I start to understand like the simplicity of it and just the reality of like being like, well, this is what I do and this is what I love, and if you don't like it, that's fine. So I think that your mind starts to get away from wanting to please so many, and it starts to get to the place where you just want to please yourself. And so you have to evolve in that way. And also, you got to enjoy the process of being a young, exciting tattooer, and then the middle, and then, you know, some kind of like mentor, and you're not in that race anymore.
Yeah.
This is the hardest transition for me, for any artist, is understanding that you're not always gonna be that young, exciting thing. There's always a new replacement for that. But transitioning into every stage, if you can do that smoothly, then I think you'll have a long, great career. Because you're not trying to be something that maybe you've already done, you're kind of evolving to the next thing. And that's mature.
Yeah, I agree. Just try to handle it with grace.
And let go of the past. You know, you don't want to be that person at the high school party for the rest of your life.
So we're going to dive deeper into Ink Master, but first, a little bit of a game. This is called the Sketch It Challenge. So Nikko, you are going to get a secret word. It'll be a tattoo-themed word of some sorts. You're gonna sketch it, and I'm going to try to guess what it is that you're drawing. And your time starts now. Great, we're going warm tones. It's feeling kind of tropical.
Trying to get you to get this first one.
Oh my God, is it?
Come on, Ryan.
Is it a tie-dye t-shirt at the rave? Is that tattoo related? I guess not.
It's tattoo related.
Okay, tattoo related. Ombre?
Nope.
Color palette?
You got the first word.
Color theory.
Getting warmer.
Color portrait.
Look at
Color dog portrait? Is that a dog? Oh, that's a person.
No. So more.
It's like a puppy.
It's not.
Color realism portrait
Got
artist.
it. Boom. Color realism. Boom. Got it. You got it. I didn't know. I was like, what the hell?
I would have just wrote Nikko Hurtado.
There's that horrible drawing.
Wow.
Color realism.
It looks really.
Is Joel gonna send me home?
Let's take one last look at this episode's art.
You must tattoo in one of these 3 distinct styles: American traditional, Japanese, or new school.
So Jenna's tattoo, this was one of my favorites of the episode.
For sure. I mean, Jenna killed it. I mean, it's a cute little tattoo. The only thing is the coffin is wonky, but the frog is sick, and the kid is awesome.
I mean, doesn't it make you smile when you look at it?
And it's so sad. It's so crazy. It's so sad, but it makes you smile because it's a great,
Life.
emotion.
I love it.
I mean, I love this tattoo. I think it's sick. Like, other than the legs open in the center, it looks like 2 legs open in the center, right?
It does.
I mean, but it's a badass
like
tattoo.
it could be like the secret invite for like showgirls like
Totally
type of
is.
thing, you
The
know?
little boots
Secret
on it.
society. It's clean though. I mean, look at that thing.
I love it.
Bulletproof.
It's badass, especially for 3 years of tattooing. It's pretty clean.
So you tell me what sailor in the 50s would have gotten this tattoo? This is not American traditional.
No, it's not American traditional. I mean, it's a cool tattoo. I just think it looks way smaller than it actually is. The thing is massive.
It's huge.
It was a huge tattoo. Beautiful work. Personally, I don't love the mashup style. Kind of hard to read on it, you know?
Yeah.
You wonder if it's a flower, then it's a mandala.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on.
So next up is Joseph.
Joseph crushed this tattoo, right?
This to me is, I mean, what do you even complain about? I mean, the ropes aren't great. Definitely, they're not super flowy and cool, but that's a sticker.
But you know what? I don't think it's bad. It fits the body. It's super bright. I love the red. It's sick.
I love the red too.
Yeah.
I heard that it's a trick actually using red though, because the human eye sees red and is immediately drawn towards it. So when you use lots of red in tattooing, it's like a grab.
I mean, in this competition, it was a smart move, right?
To me, this artwork looks like it should have been on a Pog.
Oh yeah,
Remember
for sure,
Pogs?
for sure.
You'd like use your slammer
Oh, yeah.
and you get the
Oh,
chips.
yeah.
It's like very, very 90s sort
Yeah.
of art, but man, it still makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not in love with this tattoo. I mean, the face is clear and readable, which is cool, but the rest of it, it's like, what is it?
Yeah.
It's almost like runs the line of biomech in some parts.
I don't get the tattoo. So this is Kat's tattoo.
Yeah.
This one landed her in the bottom, but I think she was in the bottom on technical. The artistic part of it, the illustration is really cool.
This was her first tattoo back after how long? 9 months plus?
7 months.
I mean, dude, the illustration's amazing. The fitting's awesome. Even the drop shadow's sick, like it's about to slip on a banana peel. But when you got up close, those lines were really kind of trenched in there. It looked like she lacked just some comfort, like she wasn't comfortable tattooing yet. Other than that, the tattoo's sick.
This is one of those those things that's sort of hard when you're watching the episodes to understand why people end up in the bottom with a cool looking tattoo, because you can't show the quality of the skin and how it's applied. There's no way to illustrate that on television showing these episodes.
I mean, and you never know how tight this canvas's calf was.
Yeah,
you know?
but she chose the placement. So it's like, pick your poison. This is Alina's tattoo. I love this tattoo.
Honestly, this thing's amazing. It's so crispy. The colors are amazing. Alina killed it. It is bulletproof and it has great color choices. The red is awesome and the pink is great.
Especially coming from a black and gray realism artist that doesn't do line work or color.
It's crazy.
Get out of here.
She's a monster. Love did put her love into this tattoo, but it's just a little crooked.
A little crooked.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
crooked.
I think it goes almost in the opposite angle of the leg. Like
Yeah.
the leg goes this way and the tattoo goes this way.
Yeah. But I like the snake head. That's probably the most traditional part of the whole tattoo.
Love was so sweet. I wish she got to stay around a little longer, but this tattoo, it got her. This is not it.
So, you know, with young gun tattoos and a lot of these younger tattooers that are apprenticing right now, the biggest problem is learning the stencils, learning how to place them and where to place them. That's the biggest problem I see with young tattooers.
Okay, so the next 3 tattoos were the 3 tattoos done by the bottom 3 artists in the face-off. So the young guns that had already made the team chose the subject and the style for this face-off.
They must tattoo a neo-traditional face.
I feel like neo-traditional in Ink Master and on this competition is the MMA of tattooing because it's got a little bit of realism, it's got a little bit of traditional, but it's pretty much whatever you can do. So it's like mixed martial arts. I see these neo-trad dudes killing it on here. It's so beautiful and timeless because it has the most beautiful elements of all styles of tattooing.
Yeah,
Kinda
totally.
cool.
I agree. First up, Kat's face.
I think Kat's a badass illustrator. I like the lips on this tattoo. I like her eyes. I love the shininess. I think it's a little bit overuse of white, but I think it's a cute tattoo. It just didn't hit the mark for neo-traditional, right?
Obviously, Kat is a really, really awesome artist. I keep saying it, but there's a lot going on in this tattoo for me. There's cracks, and there's stitches, and there's rips, and there's blood, and it's just like, oh my gosh, pick one story and a tear. It's like she had a grocery list of what she wanted to include and figured out how to put it all in, but to me, it's too much.
For sure, when we seen this in person, I remember the same exact thing with the first tattoo. There was a little bit of the lines that were overworked, and it just felt like she wasn't comfortable yet.
This one's Trevor's.
Yeah, Trevor's sick. Trevor's neo-traditional.
The face looks a little stiff. To me, it almost looks like a mask more than a face, which still counts.
For sure.
I wish Trevor would have advertised it as that.
What kind of messes it up for me is it's so linear. If it would have been twisted slightly with a little bit of an angle down with the face, like kind of looking down, because you know we always talk about that, like whatever angle the face is at, it gives it emotion. So like it being just straight with that front shin, it just makes it look more stiff. I think a little bit of angle would have made it look a little bit more emotional.
And what do you think about the colors? Do you think they're neo-traditional colors?
I mean, I don't think that matters. I think it's a cool tattoo. Seeing this in person was badass.
Yeah,
it was huge.
gnarly. I wish people could understand the size of some of these tattoos in relation, because obviously watching the episodes, they all appear to be the same size, but some of these tattoos are like this big. Johnny.
You know, it's a small tattoo and it just feels like there's no light source. Like there's no shadows. I think shadows would have helped this a lot. And honestly, making the tattoo bigger. I
really, really, really like Johnny. Love his attitude, his positivity. This tattoo was not it for me. It looks like almost a mashup of ideas and styles.
It reminds me of like Flash when I first started tattooing. Like
Yeah.
you would walk into the tattoo shop I worked at and this would be on the wall and people would ask me for this all day. And it's one of those things that at first glance people will love, but when you tattoo it exactly like that, you're like, oh, this is not right, you know?
No. Technical was pretty okay.
Yeah, technically okay.
Artistically, nah.
The judges have decided, Johnny, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Well, before we go, I have one more little category of interest to discuss with you.
Okay.
What is your opinion on artists not posting every tattoo on their social media and clients weighing in with hurt feelings about their tattoo not being featured on the artist's social media.
Stop being a baby.
Right? I
Stop
feel
being
the
a
same way.
baby.
Get over it.
Get
What?
over it. Sometimes you have a bad experience with a client and you don't want to throw it out there, or it's something that you do, but you don't want to do it all the time, so you don't put it on your social media. Because what if it's a cool traditional tattoo, but you want to do neo-traditional more? You're not going to post it. So don't be so sensitive, and tip your artist better, because they'll be more inclined to putting it on the grid.
Oh my God! Sometimes for me, I won't post a tattoo because it was so hard that I never want to do it again, but it's hardly ever personal. What clients don't realize is like, our social media is our social media, and that's not up for debate for anyone else.
I mean, there's a lot that comes into play, you know? I think that when you make a tattoo that you love and you want to do more of them, you throw it out there, but sometimes, you know, you just aren't that proud of it because it's just something you've done a million times, you know? So it's not gonna get that attention you want. It's almost like your portfolio. You don't put 100% of your work in your portfolio. You just put the highlights that you really feel like you wanna do more of or sell more of.
Yeah.
So just don't take it personal and put it on your social media.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Advertise for your artist. They'll appreciate it.
All right, Nikko. That's it for the questions. I'll stop hounding you.
Well, I'm honored to be here.
I'm so glad you came. It's nice to have you on this side of things and to get to know you a little bit more.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure, Ryan. You're amazing and you're so good at what you do. And I'm always honored to be in the presence of your, you know, character and your knowledge.
Get out of here, you sweet thing. Thank you so much. I feel the same for you. That's it for No More Ink. Don't forget to watch this season on Paramount Plus and subscribe to the Ink Master YouTube channel for everything Ink Master. Yay!
Thank you, guys.